Darby, good morning. How are? Thank you, first of
Good
all, getting up so
morning.
early for us this morning.
Anything for a fellow Torontoian? Is that how you say
Tor-
it?
Torontonian.
Torontonian. Yeah, I mean, I consider myself one since we shot there for 6 months.
That's right. And also, I mean, I know you shot in and around Toronto, some
Yeah,
beautiful locations, but you also got to shoot Lock and Key in some, like, Nova Scotia.
we did. We went to
Beautiful.
Lunenburg, Nova Scotia for the pilot, and we also went for the finale. So that's why you get to see it in different
Yeah,
seasons. Yeah, loved
exactly.
it.
Just stunning, stunning part of our country. I
Love
actually, it
it.
made me jealous to see that. Yes.
Oh,
Darby, I watched this. I was lucky enough to get the series last weekend. So, of course, I
nice.
binged it in entirely one day.
Oh my
It is
gosh.
fantastic. It is
Oh, good.
fantastic.
Isn't it fun? Yeah, I love it
Yes.
too. Yeah, it's a great
Yes.
show.
It really is a great show. And let's start off by asking you, this, of course, Lock and Key is based on a very, very popular graphic
Graphic
comic. Were
novel.
you a fan
Yes.
of it before you, or novel? Were you a
You
fan
know,
of it before you started the series?
yeah, I did not know about Lock and Key graphic novels that are written by Joe Hill, Stephen King's son, and they are wildly popular. They're like best-selling right either before or after The Walking Dead. They're immensely popular. So when I joined the show, I was given there's sort of 6 volumes. And I eased my way into it because of all the characters. My character is slightly different than she is in the graphic novels. Same story, same themes, but just a little bit different. So it was fun to both shoot it at the same time and, get involved in the comic world.
Yes, I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
And when you have that kind of source material, and as an actor, I'm wondering how much do you rely on that, or do you just kind of
Yeah.
say, okay, I've got the background now, I've got my script?
Good question. I think it was different for every actor on this particular show. Everybody sort of had their own relationship with it. I specifically, when I met with the showrunners, Carlton Cuse and Meredith Averill, they said your character is very different from Nina Locke, who's in the graphic novels. So here are the comics, sort of go gently with reading them and don't compare yourself. We've hired you for what you bring specifically to this family. And so there's a point in the series, which you know because you've seen it, where Nina Locke, my character, sort of has a breaking point. And so
Right.
when I get to this breaking
Episode
point,
seven. It all turns
episode
on
eight,
episode seven,
yes,
people.
seven
Or
and
eight.
eight,
Well,
I
eight,
guess.
yes, but
I guess it kind
yeah,
of starts with 7, though. There is definitely this
it
unraveling.
does.
Yes. So
I started to make notes, my friend. Yes, it was definitely, she starts to unravel in
that's
seven.
right.
Yes.
That's right. But 8 is sort of the breaking point. And so it was right about then that
Yes.
I really dove into reading the comics intimately because I felt like that's right where they lined up, both the TV show version and the comic book series version. So I really sort of spent a lot of time with the comics during that time. Yeah. So that
I
was
got it.
my way
Now, for
in.
people, so before we get into the characters and me asking you about working with the kids and everything, I
Yeah.
want you to set it up just very
Sure.
quickly for people who really aren't familiar with Lock and Key
Yes.
and what it's all about.
Okay, so the short version is Lock and Key it's very much like a Stranger Things meets a Harry Potter. It's a 3-part show. It's part fantasy magic, it's part murder mystery, and it's part family show. So it's about this family, the Locke family, who witnessed the brutal murder of their dad. And I play their mom, Nina Locke, and I take them cross country back to their ancestral home in which their dad grew up. And we know nothing about this home. It looks like a Hogwarts castle. It's this giant house, and it's full of magic. It's full of magic keys that start whispering to the kids. And so they find these keys, and each key has a different power. And you find this out as the series unfolds. And all the while, the adults in this magic world can't see the magic. So I, as the mom, am only concerned about sort of like the mystery behind the murder of their dad, and am sort of going about that in a much more pragmatic way. But they all end up intersecting, and ultimately it's about this family who sort of bond and have to make a new way after losing their dad and their husband and coming together in this series. So it has a lot of heart.
It has a ton of heart, and I
Yeah.
was going to ask that because you're right at the bottom of it, or
Yes.
it just it's really to watch these kids and what they go through and watch what Nina
Oh,
goes through, and it really teaches you about trauma and how
yeah.
to deal with it, and it's there's a lot of very heartbreaking moments in the
Yeah,
show.
the kids on the show, the three kids, all of the kids actually, all of the kids in high school, but the three actors who play my kids, they're so amazing. They're such good actors. It's really compelling work from these young kids. I like that it's a show that the whole family can watch. It's sort of rated in a way where it's a PG show, so families can watch it, kids can watch it, but it's still really, really compelling stories, about these kids and this family. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, and our Toronto boy Connor Jessup, who plays your
Yes,
oldest
yes.
son. Oh, he's so
Connor Jessup is from
fantastic. I just
Toronto.
love that
Yes.
guy.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, he loved shooting in his hometown. It was so fun. He got to see his mom all the time, and we all like got together and had dinners. It was so fun.
Yeah, yeah, what a great group to work with. I know you've probably been asked this a gabillion times already,
Yes.
but okay, which key would you want to use if you could?
Okay, if I could pick a magical key, what would be my favorite key and why? The answer changes so often because the keys are all so cool. But I would have to say that like my latest answer is the anywhere key because it's such a fantastic key. Come on. I mean, it allows you to be anywhere, any place as long as it has a door. You can go there at any time. I mean, that's such a sexy key. Who doesn't want to have that key? So
Absolutely. I would want that right now because of all the snow in
that's right.
Toronto.
See?
I would like to go somewhere hot.
Yes, you could go to
Yeah.
Bali or something.
In a second. It would be
That's
amazing.
right.
Yes, absolutely. You know what? I really think that there should be a key to find your lost ring of
Well,
keys.
oh my gosh, I've talked about that to so many people. Yes, there is a little bit of me that's like, if I could just have my house key, that would be enough. That would really, yeah, no.
We're always searching, digging in our big giant purses because we can never
That's
find our
right.
keys.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. And what I find so funny or cool about the show too is that everybody has like this little keyhole in somewhere in their body, whether it's in the back of their neck
Yes,
or under their chin.
that's right.
That's kind of cool.
Yes, no, the keyholes are sort of everywhere. You have to watch out. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. I love the fantasy magic
Yeah.
part of the show. It's so fun.
Yeah, it's really wonderful. I really hope people really you've got to stream it. It's available
It's
now
available
and you can
now on
absolutely
Netflix.
watch it.
That's right. You can start watching Lock and Key today.
Okay.
There's 10 episodes. Binge
Yes.
away.
And it's a quick watch. Honestly, I can vouch for that because I did
Oh,
not move off my butt
I'm so
for
glad.
the 10
I'm
episodes,
so glad to
honestly.
hear that you binged like in a day. That's
Yes.
exciting.
It was great.
Cool.
It was fun. Weather was crappy. It was awesome. It worked
It
out
helped with
perfectly
the
for me.
snow. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, now Darby, I have to ask you because there's another show of yours
Yeah.
that you can also binge watch on
Netflix.
on
That's
Netflix,
right.
all 7 seasons of Scandal.
Yes.
How cool is
Yes,
that?
that's right. Yes, I'm also on Scandal on Netflix. And yeah, you can see all 7 seasons, and that's a very bingeable show. So I recommend that as well.
Yes. I recommend it as well. And I have to ask you, I mean, you spent, as you know, seven
Yeah.
seasons working with this wonderful cast,
Yes.
wonderful show.
Wonderful.
Sean Delan, I mean, come on. Like, you must miss everybody.
I
What was it like
do.
to say goodbye?
I've been so fortunate. Both Lock and Key and Scandal are both great casts, great group of people, great writers, great. Shonda Rhimes is amazing. She just sets a beautiful culture for storytelling, and the cast we all like grew so close. I mean, after shooting 7 years with actors, it feels like a second family. So I miss them a lot. Yeah, it was a really good experience.
I'm sure it was. Well, that was another fantastic show. My gosh, another
It really.
binge-worthy one. So, listen, thank you so
Thank you,
much for
Bonnie.
your bingeable shows. We really
Oh,
appreciate it.
thank you.
And come back. You're
Oh,
invited back to Toronto
I'm
anytime.
hoping if we get a season 2, we will be back in Toronto. I think in the
Oh,
spring.
season two's
Yes.
Oh, it's going to happen. Good cliffhanger at the end, and you and I are going to sit down and have a
That's right.
coffee.
Sounds great.